Okay, last but certainly not least, we have Miss Ana Barbosa to talk to us about parent organizations and how you can get involved at your student's campus. Take it away, Miss Barbosa.
Thank you, Ms. Jurado. I just want to commend Ms. Jurado. She's done an awesome job presenting today for this fun jam. Welcome, everybody. My name is Ana Barbosa, and I work with the Family and Community Engagement Department. Today, we're going to be speaking about parent organizations. So next slide. Our session objectives are: what does a parent organization do? Benefits of a parent organization, the differences between PTA versus PTO, our schools, your school's history. We're going to discuss a little bit about it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about a parent organization during this pandemic times, some ideas and some tips that you can use during these times. Next slide, please. What does a parent organization do? You might be asking yourself, right? Go ahead, Ms. Ingrid, next slide. So a parent organization gives parents and teachers the opportunity to work together to supplement and enrich the educational experience. And with today's tight budgets, a structured, well-functioning PO can be a teacher's most important ally when it comes to achieving curricular and fundraising goals. The best way I explain this is we in the school, we design these events, teachers, your principals, your community liaisons, parent instructors, everybody that works in the school designs different events for the students, for the for parents, for the entire community. And I see us designing these events like the cake. We are the cake. You know, you have your bread, you have the cake right there. Then what a parent organization does is you guys bring the icing on the cake. So you guys are the ones that bring that flavor, that taste, that color. You guys bring life to those events. Go ahead, next slide. We're going to talk about some benefits of a parent organization. Go ahead, Ms. A parent organization gives parents and teachers the opportunity to work together to supplement and enrich the educational experience, as we had discussed before. Schools need parent organizations because they get parents actively engaged in their children's education. You forge a partnership with the school and the community when you're working together. Parent organizations also give parents an opportunity to show students the importance of education. A child learns, as we know, everybody learns by seeing, by maybe hearing, doing. Whenever a child sees a parent involved in a school, it just brings that to life. It just lets the child know that, hey, if mom and dad are here, it's because this is important. So by you doing and being involved, that's giving that message to that child that I need to pay attention to school. Education is important because they are here. It also provides the schools a way to get support in areas that are not covered by district budgets. As we know, we have a lot of limitations on the things that we can spend the school money on from the school budget. So parent organizations, the fundraising and the proceeds from that give other alternatives to the school to be able to provide different things during the events that are designed. Allows parents to get to know each other. You get to make great friendships with other parents, brings diversity and other points of view to your life as a parent and to your family. But the most important thing that a parent organization does is to give parents a voice. It gives you a voice. If you are involved, you know what's going on. You bring that perspective that we don't have as a school, because we design events from the school from in out, but you being out, out there, and you give us that perspective that we don't have. So whenever you're involved, your voice becomes a new perspective for us, and we together partner and make the educational activity or educational experience better. Next slide. So we have two options for parent organizations. You have the option of a PTA, and you have the option of a PTO. And we're going to discuss a little bit about these options. Go ahead. So Parent Teacher Association, a PTA, it's a national organization that supports all students and families, has representatives at the national, state, local levels, and ensures campuses are supported. This is an association that it's national. It's has great influence in lawmaking, also has a strong voice, and it provides the organization a nonprofit status when associated. So you as a parent, you come to the school, you guys come together and you say, okay, we want a parent organization here. What are our options? Well, you have PTA, like I described today. And this is a national organization. So basically what you're doing is you associating with them. You're becoming incorporated with them. And like I said, they already have all their sets of rules. And they come and they will guide you towards the whole process. They have people that comes out to your campus and works with your school and trains your officers and trains you guys. They walk with you every step of the way. They tell you what to do, how to open your bank account, how to start fundraising, what you need to do to if you want to recruit parents to work with you. So it's a great organization. They have great resources, but they also have a membership fee. So they have some requirements. Next slide. And we're going to talk a little bit about the requirements, the PTA, or if you are an elementary school, you will be considered a PTA, a Parent Teacher Association. If you are a secondary school, which is middle school or high school, you can become either PTA or you can be a PTSA, which is Parent Teacher Student Association. And the requirements are annual memberships due to state and federal groups. So you will have to pay a membership to them. I do believe it's at $11.50. And part of that goes to the state, part of that goes to the national. And maybe $1 stays with your local organization. But this you have to do every year. Your members have to pay this membership every year. For every single member you have. Will have to pay this fee. At least you have to have 20 paid members to be active, to be in good standing. So every year you have to recruit more than 20 members for PTA. You must pay for trainings and for your board members only. Like I said, they will come, they will train you, but you have to pay for your members to go to those membership, to the board trainings. You must follow procedures and protocols established by the association. You have to follow their rules. They have bylaws that you have to abide by. You do get the opportunity to create your local bylaws, but you have to abide by their bylaws, by the association's bylaws. And also they have one of the requirements is you must fill the income tax yearly. You must file your income tax yearly. That is for PTA or PTSA. Now we're going to discuss PTO. That's your other option. So with PTO, the PTO or PTSO, like I had described before, PTO is for elementary schools. PTSO can be for middle school or high school, secondary schools. And the description of it is any parent-led organization associated with fundraising for a school, does not require dues to any national, state, or local level, has no ties with other PTO organizations. So what this means is this is local. This is just your school. You guys are designing this. Parents say, you know what, we don't want to send money out to any big organization. We can handle it ourselves. We're going to take the whole responsibility. Then you can do this. You can create your own PTO. And the way you do that is you get together, you decide this is what you want to do, and you do not have to pay any fees to anybody outside because you're local. This is you and for your school. You're creating everything for your school. So all the money that you have, if you decide to charge memberships, it's up to you. And all of it stays within the school. You don't have to pay yearly anybody. But your parents are responsible for taking the steps to create this PTO. And we can help you with that. If you need any help, if any of your schools are interested in creating a PTO, that will be, you can contact me and I can walk you through the steps. So your parents write the bylaws and procedures independently. You as a group of parents create these bylaws. As long as they're aligned with the district policy, then you get to create your own bylaws. You must file your tax ID and your nonprofit status with the IRS. And I can walk you through that process too. And we can talk a little more about it if you're interested. How do we get started? As I had described before, invite all parents to a general meeting. The parents vote for whatever organization they want to have, PTA, PTO. And if the parents vote to organize as a PTA, we will put you in contact with your local PTA representative, and you get going like that. If you decide to go PTO, you will, in that meeting, nominate your officers and start working in your bylaws. And I will walk you through the rest of the process that you will have to go through. Now, whenever I'm talking about our history, our parent organization history in the school, whenever we're talking about that, we're referring, you might have been a PTA or a PTO at another time, and the organization dissolved. And now, let's say that you used to be a PTA. But you're saying, you know what, PTA requires 20 members. We cannot hold 20 members. We cannot recruit 20 members at this time. We want to become a PTO. Then there is a process. It can be done. And this is the process. You will call your Texas PTA, and they will direct you on the process that you have to do with them to be able to become a PTO. Now, if you were a PTA, just remember that all the funds that you collected as a PTA will stay with PTA because it belongs to the association. So if you have money in the bank and you wanna go ahead and become a PTO, just know that those funds that are there will go to PTA. And we can talk a little more about it, some options that you might have, and you can just give me a call and we can go over that. Now, if you're switching from a PTO to a PTA, the process is a lot simpler because the money belongs to your organization for the betterment of the school, whatever funds you had before. So it's easier to go through that process. And like I said, if you guys are at that point, just contact me and I will walk you through the process. And I have my contact information at the end, so you guys can have that. Just some important reminders is that district staff cannot serve on the board of any parent organization. We as employees, we cannot have a power of decision over the funds of the organization. It has to be parents. Because of that, it's parents the ones that have to go through the process if you decide to be a PTO, and they have to be in charge of the bank account. Anything that has to do with money, we as employees cannot handle that. So we cannot create a PTA or a PTO for the school. It has to be the community. It has to be the parents of the school. Board policy also states that members may not serve in any capacity as a treasurer or any other position that manages the organization's funds. as I said before, and each parent organization must apply for and have its own EIN number and tax exempt status. So parents are responsible for that. Next, you will see some information for PTA and PTO. You can contact them. You have their phone number right here. And for PTO, there is a website. If you go to the next slide, there is a website for PTO, but that just provides you information. So they charge you a fee to be able to have access to all of their resources, but it's not that you're paying to be associated with a PTO organization. It's just, like they'll walk you through the steps. If you pay the fee, they'll tell you like every step you need to take. There are some resources that are free but for the majority, you have to pay a fee for them. And they have a toolkit that they will give you access to, and you can go through that. Or you can contact me and I can walk you through that process. So that's about the parent organizations. But I wanted to also talk to you guys about during this time that every school has a struggle with keeping a parent organization alive. Businesses are struggling to stay alive. It has have the same effect on our parent organizations. So here are some tips and some ideas that might help you navigate this pandemic time. We have specifically for fundraising. So you have some ideas, and I have the website on the PowerPoint, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about them. Now, for these ideas for you to be able to utilize these ideas, you have to be incorporated already. Your organization has to be incorporated. If you are not incorporated, you will not be able to use some of this. So I just want to make sure that I clear that up. There's something called double the donation, which means that if you are incorporated and you will have the nonprofit status, you can match with some companies and they will double your donation. Walmart is a great one. If you are a PTA, you automatically can do this, okay? If you are a PTO, we're gonna have to talk about it because you might not be incorporated. So we need to go over some other information to get you incorporated. But so PTAs, any PTAs can do the double the donation right now. Some PTOs are, if you have your nonprofit status, then you are able to do this also. So you have double the donation. Like I said, they will, if you raise $1,000, they will match your donation. You just gotta fill out the application, and I can help you with that process also. Walmart is a great one that does that. Target does it also, and there's some other companies that work in that way. You also have I placed in here some information about a webinar that they have. You can look at it. You don't have to pay their services. If you want more information on this, like I said, you can contact me and we can go over this stuff for your PTA or PTO. Also, I have some other ideas of what type of fundraisers are recommendable at this time, because we are not having contact. We're trying to avoid that contact and putting you guys at risk. So this is another website that has great ideas about fundraisers that you can do right now. One of those fundraisers that they haven't described, it's like a walkathon. You can get together, your whole school can get together and put this as a challenge for the kids and say, okay, so we're gonna walk a mile and we're gonna recruit people to donate on this. So you can set up that fundraiser where there is no exchange of anything. You're not selling anything or buying anything or having to have that contact. They're more, and this website gives you all of those ideas on how to prepare it and stuff like that, and the different types of fundraisers that you can have. There are non-contact fundraisers. And I'm going to give you some tips about the school-wide fundraisers that they do. So tips for fundraising in these times. If you decide to do one of those events, if you pick one of those fundraisers ideas that they have, just remember, clearly state your goal. What is your goal from the beginning of the fundraiser? Even before COVID, people tend to give less than when they can picture exactly what they're giving to. So state exactly what your goals are. Tell them, okay, this money is going to be used for soccer uniforms. And I know Woodrow has a great PTA. They work great collecting monies, and they have a great booster club. So I'm kind of preaching to the choir, but there might be some other schools that don't have this. And I really want to encourage you guys to state, whenever you're planning this fundraiser, state your goals clearly. Go beyond school parents. Put it on your social media. Advertise it. A friend of ours just had a fundraiser for her son, and she put it in her Facebook account. And we all got to donate and participate. We're not in the school. We don't have kids at that school. But because she put it in social media, we were able to support that school. So this is very important. Do it, use your Facebook, use your Twitter, use your Instagram, any of those social media platforms, use them and advertise outside the school community. Pump up your communication from your PTA or PTO to the community. You can send out, like I said, use social media, but not just social media. You can use also digital flyers that you can send out to your community, and you can use your school personnel to send out those flyers. If you create that for your event, that will be a great way of upping your communication. Find opportunities for corporate matching, where we were talking about the double your donation, do things like that. But above all, make fun and school pride the center stage of your fundraiser. Try to make the kids excited about it. If you go to the next slide, try to make it excited. Try to make it fun. Have a kickoff event. We're gonna start, have a kickoff event in the morning, do a paper rally for your fundraiser specifically, and just get going with it. Go all out. Like I said, since parents are not coming into the school right now, have the staff in the school support that fundraiser by having, organizing a little paper rally, maybe a virtual paper rally, film something and put it show it as a video for every class. Build up expectation during your daily school announcements. You can do that also. To build up expectation is to advertise your event. And usually that's the key to every event you have, to every fundraiser you do. If I remember when I was working at a campus, we will start decorating a month before, so that by the time the event came, we had the whole school decorated and we picked a theme, and that helped us for our fundraiser. Any fall festival that we had or any event like that. That's what we did. Kids started watching us just decorating a month before and putting a little here and a little there. And then we added another area. The gym was decorated the second week. And we went like that. And the kids knew that this event was happening. You just start building that expectation. And then all of a sudden you have your event and you have this great turnout. So for event day, just, plan everything ahead. Your event day, have some kind of a activity for them to do. If it's going to be a walkathon, then, just prior to the walkathon, have like a little pep rally again saying, hey, we're having this event. Remember, do a video or an announcement on that. And then just plan well your collection. When we talk about collection, here are some ideas where you don't have to be, you don't have to have that contact, direct contact to avoid any issues with COVID and all of that. So if you go to the next slide, these are just some ideas of money app information. You can have create these apps where the parents send directly the money to the organization, and it doesn't have to touch the teacher. It doesn't have to touch, the volunteers. No one has to touch that money. The PTA coming to collect money to the school, that was a big problem last year. This way you will avoid all of that. If you set up, and I have some information in here about how to create your different money apps. I know Bank of America, that's what we used at my school. We had a Bank of America account. Usually Bank of America, and there's another bank that big banks, they have something already set up. You just got to go talk to them and they will help you set it up with your account. So if you have a Bank of America, I think Chase is the other bank that has this, where they will set up and they will give you a QR code. And so that's what you use to have the parents or whomever is donating use that QR code, and the money goes directly into the account. And they have a way of setting it up to know who's donating and on behalf of whom. So some information is right here. Also, PayPal, you can accept those donations or payments through PayPal. And here's some information on that. You have Cash App, and I put in here how to create a QR code to collect that money. So these are just some ideas that might be able to help you. Like I said, if you guys want more information on this, you can contact me. Wells Fargo does it. Zelle is a great way to do it also. So there are some ways that you can avoid the direct contact. And, if you need any help with this or any more resources, you can always contact me. My name, like I said, is Ana Barbosa. And at the end, the last slide has my contact information. Any questions, guys?
You might have already answered it, and I was just I had a parent ask, Wells Fargo and Zelle. Oh, sorry, she was letting us know that Wells Fargo has Zelle as a transfer opening.
Awesome.
Any more questions? Okay,
I don't think
there are no more questions. Thank you, Anna, for that presentation.
I hope this information was helpful and that you can use what you learned here to continue to support your children. Just a reminder that these presentations will be posted on our webpage beginning next week. So be sure to log on to our page if you would like to see these videos again. And I would like to thank all of our presenters for sharing their expertise with us. This has been an incredible Fam Jam this year. And I just want to thank our principals, staff, and parents as well for joining us this morning. And also, please just take a few minutes to fill out the survey below before you log off, so that we can continue to offer the best information that will benefit our students and families. So there's the QR code, and we also have the link as well on the screen. Thank you all and have a good weekend.